There we go. I found myself. There we go. No, I did it on purpose to see if I could improve the visual quality here a little bit. Because that quality was like, what the fuck is going on? Oh, thanks. Let me check here. It's 720. All right, let's go. Yeah, we're down to 144. Like, Jesus. My old neighbor came in and pointed it out. Happy Huntsman. He was like, what's up with the 144p? I was like, what? Nah, I'm not putting that on. It's too much of a... Ugh. Alright. Where was I?
Dr. Dekker gave me the paper spike to try. It wasn't fake. It was pretty sharp, actually. I don't know how he did it. He said he just thought that it wouldn't hurt him, so it didn't.
Okay.
You told me to. Well, not in so many words, but you said I shouldn't have kept them. And what with Terry going around telling everyone I stole them, I didn't feel like I really had any choice. The lockets, the watch, the ring. But I kept the little bird Sarah Dekker gave me. I wasn't supposed to mention her.
Yeah. Oops. Who is Sarah
Dr.
Dekker?
Dekker's mother. She was one of my first patients, but she died a while ago. Terry seems to have backed down since I gave the keepsakes back. Actually, it doesn't seem like she's been very well. Not her usual self. Maybe she's got a bug or something. Hilda's nearing the end. She's been sleeping a lot, not eating much. She hasn't been that argumentative either. Although, she did give me a vicious scratch yesterday. It was nothing. I was just trying to give her meds. It's hard, you know. I'm trying to help her, but she keeps fighting me. It'll be better after she's seen her daughter. I've decided I'm going to do it tonight. She hasn't got much time left. You know the answer to that, Doctor. What have we been talking about? What can I do for Hilda that will make it all better? That's the plan. I know, it sounds unbelievable, like I'm making it up. I wish I could prove it to you somehow. We could try shifting now. Think of someone you really love. It might help if you close your eyes. Are you thinking of them? Can you picture them? Okay, hold on. Sorry, I don't think it's going to work. On the bright side, that probably means you're not going to die anytime soon.
Alright, lady.
It's tricky.
I think she says, it's forfeit time!
Exactly like Hilda's daughter, but I try and keep it vague because I don't become her. I don't know what she would really say. I say things like, it's okay, don't be scared, I love you, Mum, or I love you, Dad. But it doesn't really matter what their relationship's like because it's not really them.
Welcome
I
back.
always do the Disney version. The best, most loving version. That's what my patients want to hear. And maybe deep down they know it's not the truth, but it's got to be better than the reality.
No. I'm the nostalgia critic. I didn't have a white t-shirt, they were all black, except for this Dan Hibiki t-shirt, which is pink.
Does it really matter if it isn't the truth? Isn't it worth it if it brings them peace? Tell me honestly, Doctor.
Yeah.
Do you really think that what I'm doing is wrong? Good. Because I really feel this is something I have to do. As far as I know, it only works on people who are close to death. That's the whole point of it. I have to hold their hand, and they have to think of the person, and they have to be near death. And those seem to be the 3 criteria.
Right.
It just makes things complicated, doesn't it? I knew Dr. Dekker's mother before I started seeing Dr. Dekker. She's dead, and now he's dead. I'm sure you're going to have a field day with it.
Right.
Yeah, that's the reason I came to see him. I knew she was dying, but he refused to talk to me unless I booked a session, so I did. And well, here we are.
Huh. Yo, welcome back, Speed.
I told Dr. Dekker that his mum was dying, that he should see her before it's too late. But he wasn't interested. It wasn't like he hated her. It was just like it wasn't important. He asked me to take care of it for him. He did send his assistant along to see her once. Sorry, your assistant. It was about the 2nd, 3rd session we had. He said he could tell that I was a good person, that I wanted to help people, and that I should think really hard about how I could do that. That's how I discovered shifting. All Dr. Dekker did was encourage me to think. But the shifting, that's all me. And my mum's a psychic, and my sister's an empath, but I was just ordinary.
Right.
I always felt like I
Psychic,
wasn't
sister,
special,
empath.
like I was missing out. But I wasn't. I just hadn't discovered what I could do yet. Sarah Dekker was one of the first ones I tried shifting for. I didn't really know what I was doing that first time. I mean, I didn't actually expect anything to happen. I just thought, what would really help this woman? I thought maybe she would just imagine that he was there. But it actually happened. I changed into him, Dr. Dekker. It blew my mind.
Dekker. Huh. According to her, of course.
My mum's got these spirit guides and they tell her things. Mostly about my love life, it would seem.
So all these people I'm talking
to tell you the
about
truth, I don't really know what an empath is. I should probably Google it sometime.
Except for my secretary. Okay. Mariana.
I'm okay. Thanks for asking. It's rent day, and I always feel a little blue on rent day.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be terrified. I'll see you, dude. Let's see, did you know anything about the paper spike?
Dr. Dekker used to put my checks on that thing. I guess someone thought they weren't getting value for money.
What was that?
I actually don't have a lot of money, Sometimes a therapy check would bounce, but Dr. Dekker would be okay with it. Oh, my checks are fine though, don't worry.
I charge by the hour, ma'am.
I'm not broke. Men buy me drinks at bars though. Sometimes I'll get away with not paying at restaurants. Isn't that how it is for everybody?
Don't let the bed bugs bite. What's rent day?
Rent day is the day I pay rent to my landlady. I mainly like drive-thrus. I don't like crowds, and I find it difficult to stay in the same place for too long. I guess I'm a fidget.
Mm-hmm. Speed. You recognize this bitch from the shape-shifting detective?
Crowds at nightclubs and bars are different. The lights are dim. You can slink around without attracting too much attention. Sometimes I'll kiss a guy in a club, and then he just follows me wherever I go. It's creepy. I don't want everyone seeing that.
So she kisses people, and then they turn into zombies and follow her around.
They follow me wherever I go.
Right.
Anywhere. Where do you think they follow me, Doctor? It depends where they follow me. If they follow me home, they bang on the door for an hour or so, then leave. Other places, they just disappear. I don't see them again.
Follow her around and then completely disappear.
They don't just disappear into thin air. I think they return to the place I found them. But I've not run into the same person twice. You've got a good memory, Doctor. Let's talk dreams. Sometimes I'll dream about a light, deep in the ocean somewhere. I head towards it because it's warm and glowing, like a beacon. And when I'm at the bottom, it's the most beautiful thing, like a welcoming sun, like I'm home. And then I wake up.
Why a
It's
beacon?
so beautiful. Calls me. It's like I'm in a trance. What does the dream mean, Doctor?
It means you're searching for
I guess. I hate being in the same place for too long. Maybe I'm always searching for paradise or something. I've had no blackouts, and I haven't been to the beach since our last session. But I think I will today. Do you want to come with me to the beach?
Should I really join her to the beach? People who do that tend to disappear.
Doctor, I think you're getting a little anxious. If you ever wanted to visit the beach, you can just turn up. It's not mine. It's just good manners to accept when someone offers to buy you a drink. I'm a very good-natured girl.
Uh-huh.
Don't you think I'm sweet, Doctor? Yes, they follow me home. silent. It's like a trance.
Uh-huh.
There was one guy, a real gym buddy. I let him into the bedroom, but nothing. Nothing I did would stop him just staring at me. It was creepy. I got him to follow me outside, and then I just shut the door. Okay, then.
I had to. I just wanted to
Are we
see a
still
reaction.
talking about him? And I thought you were just interested in me, Doctor. Dr. Dekker suggested home visits. I think he was probably checking up on his investment. You're not thinking of doing home visits, are you, Doctor? That's good. I'm not sure I can afford any more of your time.
Okay. Is that it? Oh, okay. We have Ethan.
I burned the photos of Hannah. It didn't work. I suppose because the loss was superficial. The next thing I burned was the rocking chair. That worked. I've been getting rid of her stuff ever since. There was a day when I attacked a Salvation Army bin, but I gave in.
Right.
I didn't notice Dr. Dekker had a paper spike. I haven't really seen more than a foot in front of me since Hannah died.
Okay.
I've told you all I know about Dr. Dekker. He started out good, then turned a bit crazy towards the end. When you start giving people more problems as a therapist, that's a bit crazy.
Alrighty.
I started out with depression. Now I seem to repeat days. Even if you don't believe the repeat days, then I clearly have extra mental health problems that he's given me.
Alrighty. Well,
I think that he possibly cursed other people, a bit like he cursed me. Sometimes you could see he was bursting to tell me about it, but he couldn't. He was ecstatic with power. The curse. Well remembered. I was hoping he'd forget. It's going to sound crazy. Dr. Dekker said I would never be able to move forward until I came to terms with my grief. And so from this point on, I start to relive the same day over and over again until I made something of it. I believed him. I didn't want to believe him. I remember I said, you can't just say things and they happen. He laughed and laughed. I think he was going mad. He said he'd give me a demonstration. He held his hand outstretched and told me to look at the flame. There was no flame, and then there was. He was holding a flame in his hand that had come out of nowhere. And he tried to hypnotize me to make me forget it.
The flame actually appeared, huh?
I didn't forget seeing the flame. He wanted me
So
to forget
that's the
it, to forget
like
it all,
we're
but I
starting to
didn't.
go mad.
Whatever
while
reason,
we're
he
going
couldn't
through
undo
this.
what he'd done. I was scared.
Solve this mystery as well.
I pretended like the hypnosis had worked.
Where are we
I was scared what Dr. Dekker would do to me if he found out I still knew. So I had to play along. Keep coming to the sessions. Pretend I hadn't seen what he'd done. It was awful, because I was suffering through the same days over and over again. But I couldn't talk to him about it, because he'd know. I accidentally put Hannah's diary into a Salvation Army donation bin. They're like huge post boxes with a circular tray that makes sure things spill to the bottom. I tried to get in to get it back, but I gave up.
Right.
I read the last few weeks of Hannah's diary a while ago. I must have accidentally dropped in some clothes for the Salvation Army bin. It's funny, because I wasn't going to read it. She said she'd fallen out of love with me. that she was going to break off the engagement.
Ooh.
That she didn't love me anymore.
Ooh.
I regretted it. I regretted that I mourned for Hannah so long. I regret the grief. I regret all the days I slept through because of it. Had I known she didn't love me anymore, things would have been different. I'm a bit angry now. If I had that day over again, I may just still pull out in front of the driver.
Damn.
He'd become bored of me, so I got much of my insight from calls or messages he'd take during our sessions. I think because he hypnotized me, he didn't want to play with me anymore, so I got basic therapist.
To basic.
He told me lots of people get depression, to become more active, see more people. And although he wouldn't always be there to listen, Jaya would be.
Right.
Yeah, I talked to her quite a lot. I'm not sure how many days of that she'd remember. She seemed to care, which is more I can say for Dekker.
Alright.
Can we maybe not talk about Hannah anymore? And thanks for the dating advice, by the way. You told me not to look for anyone else until I was ready, so I didn't. I've just been sitting at home, reading Hannah's diary, stewing. I ordered a pizza. A nice girl delivered it.
Alright.
It took a week of days to get that pizza girl to smile. And you know what did it? A tip, as much as the pizza cost. So money does make you happy.
Did you kill Dekker so you wouldn't have to suffer through repeat?
I didn't kill Dr. Dekker. I wanted to be as far away from him as possible. I don't know who did.
Uh-huh. Alright, next day.
You can stop looking at me like that.
Did you spike
You've
me?
made me do this.
She spiked
And
me.
don't try and escape. You're all tied up.
She roofied me. She Mickey Finned me.
Now tell me the truth. Is this a dream? That's the wrong answer, Doctor. This is most definitely a dream. Now, tell me, do you believe that people can have kinetic powers? I think you like it when I hurt you, Doctor. That's a worrying sign. People obviously have kinetic powers. That's how I'm here, testing you. Now, how do we treat people with kinetic powers? Do we encourage them or do we discourage them? Oh, Doctor, how disappointing. We've been through this already. Encouraging them to use their power just makes them worse. That's what Dr. Dekker did. Look at him now. I thought you were different. Oh, I thought we'd get on, but I'm wrong. Enjoy your sleep, Doctor.
What? Next day.
There's someone else in my hour.
I brought David back to life.
I removed the chains, dressed her.
It was Iris.
We could try shifting now.
Would you like to see David, Doctor?
Sorry.
We've both read The Cult of the Kinetic Mind.
I'm not broke.
It's no coincidence that most psychokinetic patients are
Grateful if you could see your way to declaring me
insane, or at least
temporarily insane.
There was no flame. And then there was.
I'll kiss a guy,
I pretended like the hypnosis had worked.
and then he just follows me
Can we maybe not talk about Hannah anymore?
wherever I go.
I may just still pull out in front of the driver.
Like 4? Okay, we got Maria, Nathan, Mariana, Jaya, Ellen, Claire, Bryce, Scarlett. Alright, and Glenn. Who the fuck are you?
Sorry, I'm Glenn. I didn't expect to be here. I was looking for the men's room. Like I said, I was in the green room. You know, that new restaurant in town. I actually need to do something. Done. Sorry. I was in the middle of a date and needed the restroom, and here I am. Sorry.
What?
Sorry, you're not familiar with my case. I stepped through the restroom door into your office. Sometimes when I go through a door, it opens
It
to
teleports.
another place.
Your doors become portals.
No? I shouldn't imagine she did that. I didn't even pass through the waiting room. Besides, it's lunchtime, she won't be there. No, not really. But it's lunchtime, and you don't normally see patients now. Well, Dr. Dekker didn't normally see patients now. Dr. Dekker was crazy. I arrived late to the party. Apparently, he was a fine, upstanding citizen before. I don't know what changed him. Of the few sessions I had with him, he'd observed me walking through doors. But I'd walk through a door and I'd disappear. Then I couldn't get back. The session was £150 either way, so I paid that for a couple of times and then decided it was a bad idea. As you can see, it's still happening. The doors. I'm still vanishing from one place to another. My dad died.
Okay.
He was on his deathbed and I was complaining about work, women or whatever. It was an idiom. He said, when one door closes, another opens. Then he died. I needed those words to be important. So here I am. He was stoic. He had tuberculosis in his lungs. That's what killed him. Nobody knew until the end. I never got to say I loved him. Yeah, maybe. He'd split with my mum 3 years earlier. It was messy. It was bad. I didn't talk to him really at all. They called me as next of kin, said I should come in if I wanted to say goodbye. I did love him. He just broke everything. No. I hadn't seen him for so long. I just let it all out. I screamed, I shouted, I punched the walls. Do you know what he said? Sorry. Over and over again. Like he really meant it. He did. He really meant it. And when I stopped, when I was exhausted, he smiled at me. Like he cherished me. Like he'd been waiting to say sorry. Waiting for forgiveness.
Right, alright.
I didn't get to.
This is,
I didn't get to say I loved him. I didn't get to forgive him. He just said when one door closes, another opens. And then he died. What does he think of me? All those years, thinking I was the bigger man. It turns out he was. There's no going back, is there, Doctor? When one door closes, it's shut forever.
yes.
No solace, really, is it? Maybe another time.
Alright, so he just fucking bounced. Who are you?
Scarlet. I haven't been in since he died. Since Dr. Dekker died. He was a complicated man, as I suppose most people are.
Mm-hmm.
His external persona didn't match what he dreamed about. His dreams were amazing, filled with a spectrum of colours and creatures. It was like Narnia for grown-ups. But that was in the beginning.
What?
I'm a dream walker. I can
She's a
visit
dream
people and help them in their
walker.
dreams.
Okay.
You've not caught up on all his old patients yet, then? Fluid, soft, intricate things. I couldn't draw a picture if you asked, but they drew you to them. They looked a little strange, but you felt compelled to watch them.
Right.
Chaotic, dark. Like an earthquake, everything you stood on shifted into something else.
Okay.
I think he was fighting with something internally. And it was winning. I don't know. It's a turn of phrase. Inner demons? Insanity? I don't know. I can visit dreams, but I can't force the dreamer to interact with me.
Fair enough. Fair enough. What are we doing?
Valentine's Day was awful. I had a bit of an accident with a creme brulee torch and had to spend the night waiting in A&E. I melted a nail to my finger. It hurt a lot and needed stitches. It's all fine now, though.
Right.
It's something I've been able to do since I was little. I was born an identical twin, and my sister and I shared dreams. We just thought it was normal. When our younger brother started having night terrors, we helped him. I just need to know the person, a little, and know they're dreaming. Then I can sort of jump into them.
Huh. Okay.
It's something, I think, in my mind. Firstly, I need to sleep myself. I'm constantly tired, so I can pretty much sleep on demand. Before I go, I think of jumping into that person. That's how it works for me. I've tried teaching others, but I don't know if anyone else can do it.
Okay.
I don't know. Lots of people. Whenever I get close enough to tell somebody about it, the first thing they want to do is try it out or have me visit their dreams. That's kind of why I'm here.
Right.
Relationships. It's difficult to sustain them. I'm not just talking about romantic entanglements. It's hard keeping friends, too. Like I said before, I tell them about my ability and they immediately want to try it out. The problem is, I don't normally like what I see.
Right.
I think people try to show off. Firstly, they're a bit shocked if I turn up in their dream. But when they're comfortable with that, they start to put on a show. But most people can't control their dreams, so they tend to turn into nightmares pretty quickly. Oh look, I'm dreaming of a giant Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Oh, why is it destroying New York?
Okay. Ghostbusters, I guess.
When you've experienced someone's dream, if they've been a bit creepy in it or terrified me, it's hard to look someone in the eyes after that. It's embarrassing. What should I do, Doctor? Should I not tell people about my ability? Keep it a secret, bottle it up? He's dead now, so I suppose it won't affect him if I admit that. So yes, I was. Not near the end, though. Not when his dreams started changing. Like I said, my ability ruins relationships. Who told you? Jaya? Just thought she'd know. Thought she'd know everything about her precious Dr. Dekker. Sorry, we didn't speak that much.
Jealous.
But she was a lot like the other woman. So much control over someone who was supposed to be her superior. I know, right? So if I tell them, what can I do to stop pushing people away? Double honest. Interesting. I suppose I haven't really tried that. I might just give that a go. It's difficult to do when you experience them like I do. But I know what you're saying is right. A lot of the time I assume people are controlling their dreams like I can. But they're probably directed by their subconscious, and who controls that? So if I could breathe through my ears, you wouldn't want to see it. I do say no. A lot. But I usually cave eventually.
Alright,
I don't want to talk about grief
Gotta
today.
try again.
I'm getting enough grief from work. I don't know if you know, but Professor Alderby used to be my professor. He teaches history and psychology, amongst other things. I know it's not technically work, but he asked if I would allow him to have the video footage of his sessions with Dr. Dekker. Dr. Dekker wanted to be removed from all of the videos, so it's jump cut after jump cut, but I'm sure you've already noticed that. I didn't think you'd mind, since it wasn't your case anyway. Mostly it's the professor talking about how he viewed reality back then, in so much as he thought it was changeable. There's nothing else to do but watch while things are encoding. Psychokinetics, remember? Cult of the Kinetic Mind? Professor Alderby said it was recommended reading to help psychiatrists in their frontline battle with insanity, he likes to call it.
This, you know? Learn to Psycho Crusher.
Professor Alderby saw the relationship between psychiatrist and patient as a winnable battle. The patient must be cured by removing their psychokinetic ability, if present, either by telling them it doesn't exist or by using another psychokinetic ability to negate it. It's a long time ago, I can't remember all of it. There was a specific example. If someone tells you they can fly, you tell them you control air currents and that from now on they won't be allowed to use them. This would normally stimulate the brain in such a way that the patient stopped thinking they could fly. The main danger as the therapist is believing that you can control air currents.
Right.
The danger of pretending you have psychokinetic abilities is that you may start believing you have them and then have them. It's the paradox of the cure. Dr. Dekker loved paradoxes. His favourite was the grandfather paradox.
Right, okay.
If you can travel back in time and kill your grandfather, then you cannot be born. But if you cannot be born, then you cannot kill your grandfather. It's a time traveller's chicken and egg, if you will. I don't take sleeping tablets, never have. I'm not allowed to prescribe either. Dr. Dekker had me try to forge his signature once, but I was woeful. Some people would say Dr. Dekker had a bit of a drinking problem. It got worse and then it got better when his confidence turned up. I think it was the stress of dealing with the new patients. I like the odd tipple.
Okay, I see.
I've been known to drink, not as much at the moment, not as much as Dr. Dekker did. He kept at least one bottle in his desk drawer at all times. You can't imagine the amount of times I wanted to sneak in and have some.
Jeez, you should go to rehab.
I suppose it's possible that somebody spiked his drink. Most people probably knew he had a bottle in his desk. Wouldn't have been that hard to empty out some capsules into it. Maybe the police should get fingerprints?
Yes.
I'll go and suggest it. Make sure nobody touches the bottle in the meantime. I have no idea. Maybe he was an undercover secret agent. Maybe he was getting more annoying as time progressed. You're not, though. You're lovely. Is this a good time to ask for a raise? Wow, I was kidding, but thank you, Doctor. I'll take that as a yes. And don't worry, I'll sort it all out. Dr. Dekker definitely dabbled in that stuff. I'm not sure to what extent. I like Professor Alderby. He turned me onto that book I've been raving about. The Cult of the Kinetic Mind. I should start selling them myself. Dr. Dekker told me he was adopted. His birth mother only turned up 5 years ago because she wanted money for her experimental cancer treatment. I'm not sure how much it cost or even if he had the money, but he didn't do it, and she became one mean mother. There's a lot of stress in here. We're dealing with people's lives. How do you relax, Doctor? I love video games. I just wish they'd make ones with stronger female protagonists. Sorry, I'd settle for any female protagonists.
Bruh. Lara Croft? Miss Pac-Man? What's her name from Horizon? Fucking... Who else we got? Fucking Chun-Li, Sarah Bryant, Nina Williams, Anna Williams. Okay, they're side characters, never mind, but there's tons of strong female protagonists out there, what the fuck? Then you have the girl in the raincoat and the little nightmares. Bro.
I bet you like dance music. I don't know why.
No, I don't like dance music.
I love food. It will be my downfall. Stress eating is the worst. Mariana thought I played hockey. Whatever that's supposed to mean.
I'm feeling good. I ran into one of your other patients, Mariana. She's beautiful. I think we might go on a date.
So, toxicology. Okay, so he's drunk, but also benzo? That's the same drug he prescribes to his patients. Loan agreement. 15,000 pounds. Mariana had a loan agreement, huh? Okay.
What are you trying to do most? Cure his patients or find out who killed him? It's been nice chatting with you, don't get me wrong, but I can't help but feel you're mainly interested in finding out about the old doctor.
You know, the one.
I suppose you already know Dr. Dekker thought one of his patients was trying to kill him.
Guys, they turn basically into zombies and follow her, and then disappear to never be seen again at the beach.
He told me in one of our sessions, which was later rewound, that someone had been leaving him messages on his prescription pad. Not good messages. He didn't tell me anything specifically, just death threats. It was one of his many rants. I just sat there quietly, hoping he wasn't going to try and hypnotise me again.
Maybe.
I asked him if it was a boy or a girl's handwriting. He said he knew who it was, and that they'd be in trouble. I think he was bluffing. Temazepam is the same sleeping pill Dr. Dekker prescribed me. Why would he mix those with alcohol? People are such idiots. Which reminds me, That truck driver died. The truck driver that ran into Hannah. He was divorced, apparently. He killed himself. He mixed sleeping pills with alcohol too, but he died in his garage.
Bruh.
Alcohol isn't something I usually notice on people until they're slurring and weaving around. Was Dr. Dekker an alcoholic? Probably. I never saw him drink, though. I read it in the paper. He'd been drinking. Then he took the sleeping pills. Then he went into his garage and put the hose pipe through his window. Not until he put his daughter in the seat first.
What? He did fucking what?
It's one of those newspaper stories you read and you hope it says he leaves behind his wife and 7-year-old daughter. But his daughter was in the car. Do you know I wrote him a letter? Dr. Dekker told me one of the ways to get through my grief would be to write a letter to the truck driver. I tried to forgive him. I know it was my fault, but the thing that made me feel best was blaming him. I think maybe he killed himself because of me. Do you think I'm to blame, Doctor?
I kinda wanna be a dick.
I didn't think you'd say that. I think in the court of law, I wouldn't be found guilty. There was a picture of his daughter in the paper. Molly. Ever since I saw a picture in the paper, I've started thinking I could see her. Out of the corner of my eye. Like she's watching me. Crazy, right? I can't really explain it, but she seems like such a friendly person. I think the police are barking up the wrong tree.
Really now?
I think I've probably said too much. It's probably not the same girl anyway. My solicitors assured me that I wouldn't have to discuss anything about my trial with you, so I'm not going to. Concentrate on my state of mind, and let me worry about other things.
Alright.
Please do. I wish I could believe you.
Okay. Let's do Mariana.
I feel thirsty, Doctor.
Let's see if we
And
find
hot.
any more signs of siren.
Do you have any water? I've been drinking a lot of water recently. I didn't go to the beach. I didn't go to the sea. I said I would, but I didn't. I've been feeling this way for a while. It's like it's getting worse because I didn't go to the sea. It's like I'm having... What's temazepam? Why are you asking? I don't take sleeping pills. Never have done. When you suffer blackouts already, you don't really get offered anything like that.
Fair enough.
I don't feel well.
Mm-hmm.
I feel sick most of the time, dizzy, thirsty. I got a head fog like you wouldn't believe. My doctor, Dr. Rose, sent me for blood tests. Dr. Rose thinks maybe I have a vitamin deficiency. I can tell she has no idea. She smiles, but she hasn't got any answers. I think I probably need to go back to the beach. The sea, Doctor. It's calling me.
The sea is
This sounds
calling you?
crazy. but I can hear the sea. It's like an alarm going off in my head. Do you know where the sea is? From here? It's over there. Wherever I am, I know exactly where the sea is. It's like a compass.
You talk about the beach.
I
a
have
lot.
this recurring dream. I'm at the beach. I strip and walk into the sea.
This is the home
Sea
that you
feels
asked if it
warm
was a siren.
and comforting. Not cold and harsh like you'd think. I swim down to the bottom of the ocean. I can breathe freely. I can breathe water. On the ocean floor ahead of me, there is a beautiful creature. A glowing being with wispy limbs. It's so
Hey, camera guy,
warm.
focus.
I'm transfixed. But my feet shift. I'm unsteady. Below me, the floor is woven in human flesh.
Human
Dead
flesh.
bodies, but some of them still struggling for life. These are the ones touching me, gripping my feet. I scream. That's when I wake up. Do you have that dream, Doctor?
No, I do not.
It's horrific and beautiful.
Those are probably
At the
your
same time.
victims.
It's a dream, Doctor. Stranger things happen in dreams. Do you forget anything from our sessions, Doctor? People follow me to the beach. I don't know who they are, and I don't know what happens to them. I don't always get followed, though, so it doesn't explain my blackouts. I said I don't know what happens to them. It's not always to the beach. Sometimes they follow me home. My home is in Chantry. You know that. You rang my doorbell last night.
No?
I don't know. I didn't kiss you, but you just followed me, like the others. I don't feel comfortable here, Doctor. I'd like to leave.
So apparently, according to her, I followed her home after the session. All zombie-like. I'm sorry, I'm switching controllers. There we go. Alright.
I've seen Dr. Dekker drink, but not that much. Certainly not during our sessions.
Okay.
He had other things on his mind, I'm sure.
What does the alarm sound?
I hear a sound like singing.
A
calling me.
light singing, calling.
It gets stronger when I face it, when I move towards it.
You understand this?
That's how I know where the sea is. But when I don't go to the sea, I feel like the sound gets louder all the time. I'm having trouble sleeping. Perhaps I need sleeping tablets after all. He lent me some money to start my business. It was a proper agreement. I remember signing things. He thought that a distraction would do me good. I don't think he expected me to trawl the beach for treasure and sell it online. Dr. Dekker thought I had too much time on my hands, so a distraction would do me good. He lent me $15,000, all in all.
Alright, I never rang your doorbell.
If you say so, it must have been your twin then.
My twin?
I don't know if I have a twin. Do you have a twin, Doctor?
No.
I know you don't. It was definitely you, wearing what you're wearing now.
Have you been dancing?
No, there's been no dancing. I haven't been feeling that well, Doctor. He's the cute, sad-looking one, isn't he? He asked me out, and I said I'd let him know. Do you think I should go out with him?
You'll probably kill him if you do, but honestly, this guy... Yes.
Okay, but if he goes missing, don't go looking at me. It's a referral letter, Doctor. Don't overthink it. A girl can't be too careful with everything that's been going on.
Why are you doing that? Whatever.
You said it with such a serious look on your face, I almost believed you. It would be good if you had some kind of superpower that helped me, but I don't think so.
Okay. Guess we have these left. Let's just dive into Bryce.
I'm fine. I'm worried. My pursuer in the hour, he's definitely military. I've developed a new skill to deal with him. It's more of an old skill I'm bringing back to life. A while ago, when I was feeling pretty low, I teleported into this office to get some antidepressants. But last night, my pursuer approached me, drawing something from his jacket. I had nowhere to go. I remembered I could teleport, so I did, back home. I don't know anything about sleeping pills. Why would I want any? I want to stay awake for my extra hour, not sleep through it. I saw Jessica across the street this morning. She waved, but I just crumbled. Ever since I took those photos, I haven't been able to face her. Do you think I should tell her about the photos, Doctor?
No.
I didn't think I should either. She'd hate me forever. Maybe when she next waves, I'll at least wave back. I remember Dr. Dekker would take a sneaky dram from a bottle he keeps in his desk. He probably thought I was too busy rambling to notice. But I'm a very astute rambler.
Right.
Work is fine.
Does work?
If anything, I've been falling behind again. I think it's the stress of not being alone in the midnight hour anymore. I stole a painting. There, I've said it. It was from the local gallery, Providence. I really like it, but I can't afford it. So I took it.
Okay,
It's just that one thing, just the painting I've stolen recently. I think my new pursuer is unraveling me. Is it okay to steal things, Doctor? If I really like them?
No.
I thought you'd say that. I will do my best to refrain from it, but I can't promise anything.
Klepto. Oh God, this is a lot.
I was one of Dr. Dekker's first patients. I wasn't referred by anyone. My GP recommended I saw someone privately. I think he was just sick of listening to me complain about how little time I had during our 10-minute slot. My pursuer, he's measured in his approach, watching, testing. When he finally came for me, I wasn't ready. I think he underestimated me, though, and that allowed me to escape. He didn't think I'd be able to just leave. Why do you think he's coming after me, Doctor? Oh, I think I might know. Yes, that's David Castleford. I've no idea when it was taken. Shocking composition. I think he's death, Doctor. I think I saved that old woman from burning to death in bed, and now he's coming after me to even the score.
So he thinks
Do you think it could be
death?
Death? It's just me. I'm going crazy. I'm so strange. Everything about me is strange already, but to have another presence in my hour, it's unhinged me. Yes, you're right. Sorry, I did come to the office once for an unscheduled visit. I forgot about that.
Right.
I wrote a prescription out for myself and got it made up. Dr. Dekker didn't have to know. I was as surprised as you are. I just imagined I was somewhere else, and there I was. Perhaps Dr. Dekker was right. Think of something, and it becomes real, if you believe in it. But I'll only do it wisely. Imagine the mistakes you might make. Don't want to become one with the igneous layer too soon. These sessions cost a lot of money, Doctor. I'm not just going to leave in the middle of one. But I can see you don't believe me. Do you really want me to teleport, Doctor?
Yes.
Blink, and you'll miss it. Told you.
Oh, y'all motherfuckers see that? Alright.
Did I say that? Did I really? Well, I can't really remember saying anything like that. I didn't take the doctor's temazepam. I took the ones that Dr. Dekker prescribed me. My head's in a strange place at the moment. It's difficult to remember everything. No, I'm not becoming him. I'm not becoming Dekker. No, Doctor. No, you can't. I've seen what you can do. You can listen and ask, but you don't have any real power.
Okay. Ellen and Claire.
Hilda died last night. I was there. Well, I was there as her daughter. It was nice. She had a good death. She got to say what she wanted to say.
Alright,
Hilda was Hilda to the end. I was the doting daughter. Don't worry, everything's going to be okay. I love you, Mum. Then Hilda, with almost her last breath, looks me straight in the eye and says, "Don't let them take Amelia."
Right.
Most people have taken sleeping pills at some time or another, haven't they? It's probably quite easy to get hold of them. Although, I have to get a doctor to sign a prescription if I need any at work. It's probably the same for Jaya.
Alright,
Dr. Dekker drank a bit. I mean, I didn't say anything about it, but well, it's not very professional, is it? I mean, it's not like he was drunk. Must be very stressful being a therapist. Do you find it stressful, Doctor?
nah.
Maybe you're just tired then. You should get some rest. Jaya seems really nice. I don't know why she'd want to work in a place like this. I just mean, get all these weird people coming here. I mean, I've met some of them out in the waiting room. I know they're just people, but a couple of them have seriously given me the creeps.
Right.
She's the slightly older one, isn't she? Always well dressed? Yes, her. I'm pretty good at picking up on people's energy, and hers is cold. Actually, I think I sort of know her. Claire Castleford, isn't it? Apparently, she attacked her husband or something. I think of Dr. Dekker every time one of my patients dies. It makes me remember how he didn't care about his mum. He was a good therapist. He was a lousy son. I was angry at Dr. Dekker. Hilda's daughter, she's in Australia, so fair enough, maybe she really couldn't get over to see her. But Dr. Dekker's mum was dying literally on the other side of town, and he just couldn't be bothered. I shifted for her, but in a way I wish I hadn't, because it let Dr. Dekker off the hook, you know? I
Okay.
didn't realise how little he cared until I told him the news.
Right,
Amelia's Hilda's doll. She used to have about 9 or 10 of them, all glassy-eyed and creepy looking, with frilly dresses and curls. All over her room they were. In the end, we had to get rid of them. They weren't very hygienic. But we let her keep one, and that was Amelia.
right. What happened?
I'm keeping her safe until I can pass her on to Hilda's daughter. Maybe she'll fly over for the funeral. I don't know. Are you okay, Doctor? You look a bit pale. Yes, I told Dr. Dekker. Most other people wouldn't have believed me, but he did. In fact, he cared far more about the shifting than he did about his mum dying.
What do you think, Dr. Dekker?
For a moment,
Care about his mom?
I thought he might cry. Just for a split second. But he didn't. He just carried on with our session. I wish I knew what went on there. Jaya probably knows. She spent quite a long time with Sarah when she visited.
Did you have choice shifting for Dr.
Yes,
Dekker?
once. I wanted to show him what I could do so he could see for himself. I took his hand, I told him to think of a loved one, and then there was nothing. I mean, literally nothing, just an empty void. The only thing I could feel was his hand holding mine. I'm pretty sure without that I'd I'm not sure I could have made it back. I referred myself because of Dr. Dekker's mother. Was I supposed to have a letter? Terry hasn't been into work for a few days. I hope there's nothing wrong with her. Terry and I are never going to be best friends, but I wouldn't wish her ill.
You've killed her, haven't you?
You've never seen me angry, have you, Doctor? Don't say things like that when you don't mean them. It causes upset.
It causes upset? Okay.
There's no lake house today, sorry. David's not doing very well. He's caused a problem with the girl. I need to do something. Oh yes, here. From a few weeks ago. As you can see, Doctor, he looks perfectly normal.
Okay.
The little girl, our neighbour at the lake house, she says David is weird and creepy.
Doctor! Oh, sorry, but I found some of the referral letters we were talking about. There is a pattern, but it's not the same for everyone. You said to get them to you ASAP, so here you go.
Okay. Refer claims Claire Castle is being charged murder of her husband, and we require a diagnosis as to whether mine. Okay. Thank you, bro. Mariana is mentally unstable. Would like your expert opinion on this matter. We are happy to cover all the costs. Okay. Alright. And I am referring yet another client to you today for this. I get to find him insane as the guidelines said within McNaughton rules. Yet another client. Ooh. It doesn't say who it is.
I never talked to Tobias, but I did talk to Iris. I told her who saved her and that it was a patient here. She broke down on the phone. Most unbecoming. I wonder what kind of gift basket he'll get. David has been hunting and skinning again. But from the look of the torso, he caught a domestic cat. I'm being generous. It was definitely a cat. I spoke to David about it, but I have no idea if he can comprehend me or not. He just grunts at me. He doesn't even smile anymore. Not at all.
Okay.
Yes, sorry. I left out an important detail. The girl, Anushka, she was crying because her cat had gone missing, and she thinks that David killed it. Doctor, I'm worried. I'm worried that David's not going to stop at cats. He's killed deer, rabbits, wild birds, and now cats.
So, like, this could also be the possibility that she
I'm
just
worried he
goes
might
killing
add
things, thinking she's
little
her husband.
girls to his list.
Kind of like Psycho, right? But
can't
it could
stop
also
him.
mean that she's a necromancer, depending on whether these psychokinesis shit is real.
I can't stop him. I can't control him in any way at all. Ever since I brought him back from the dead, he has done nothing but ignore me. I'm starting to think that I need to put David out of his misery. That I need to end his suffering. That I need to kill him again. What shall I do, Doctor? Should I kill David? I've never used sleeping pills.
Let's dodge this topic.
I'm too afraid of what would happen to me in my sleep. If Dr. Dekker was an alcoholic, he hid it well. I never saw him drink. He certainly never offered me a drink. God knows I could have used one. David hasn't been well. Otherwise, I'd taken you. Shall I bring him to you next time? Next time, then. Although it will have to be just you here, and late at night. I can't have anyone else see him. I love him so much. But you're right. It's time. He's becoming a danger to people around him, not just himself. Dr. Dekker was very quiet in our sessions after seeing David. After a while, he started talking about David like he was a pet, asking me what I fed him, what he'd do in certain conditions.
Alright, referral.
My solicitors did refer me, but I ended up going privately as it was cheaper. I'm paying them enough already without them getting a percentage of my therapy bill. I think he was fascinated with it all, and David and I had become new test subjects for him. When I said David never listens to me, he urged me to start giving David treats for pleasing me. Not in that way, but showing him how to close a door, for example. If he did it, give him a treat. It did actually work, but I had to stop myself. I felt like I was training a monkey. It just wasn't right.
Right.
Dr. Dekker asked me if I'd ever accidentally locked David in, which I hadn't, but curiosity got the better of me, so I locked him in the lake house. He couldn't get out. He didn't have the wherewithal to operate the lock. That's an interesting idea, Doctor. It's not really something that needs to be done, though. I have no intention of reanimating anybody anymore. It hasn't gone very well in the past.
Okay. So all that's left now is... what exactly? Am I done with the day? I'm done with the day. Huzzah! Onwards! Tally-ho!
You said you'd help me with my problem, but he's still here.
Okay, what?
Dr. Dekker. He wants me to kill people.
What?
He wants them to follow me. To the sea. To the creature.
What?
It eats them. It's getting stronger. Dr. Dekker says when it's strong enough, it's going to walk again. That's why I black out. He doesn't want me to know.
Uh-huh.
He doesn't want me to remember.
Uh-huh.
I'm feeding a beast that wants to eat us all. You You've got to tell me, Doctor. You have got to tell me the truth. You're dreaming, but your dreams are the truth. Don't forget me when you wake. I don't know how I'm in your dream, but now we're together. Let's play a game.
Okay.
I say a word, you say a word. Ready? Guilty.
Innocent.
Murderer.
Claire.
That's a good doctor. Now, just give me those 3 little words and I'll let you go.
I love
Yes.
you.
Yes, you do.
What? Next day?
You rang my doorbell.
The truck driver
The little girl.
killed himself.
David is weird.
Like she's watching me.
I need to put David
Molly.
out of his misery.
Is it okay to steal things?
Sleeping tablets.
Fingerprints?
Dead bodies.
I saw Jessica.
Should I kill David?
Hilda died last night.
Do you think I should tell her about
Psychokinetics?
the photos?
Dr. Dekker seemed to like a drink.
Bit of a drinking problem.
It's probably the same for Jaya.
One of his patients was trying to kill him,
He lent me some money.
leaving him messages.
Creature, human flesh.
I teleported.
You have that dream, Doctor?
Act 5. Insanity, please.
Oh, Doctor. You look. There's something I need to tell you. I can't find Dr. Dekker's prescription pad anywhere. I'm not sure when it went missing, but I don't remember seeing it for a while. Yours is there, but I'm scared one of the patients may have got their hands on it. Let me know if you find it, anyway, and ask me about Mariana later. I've got news.
By Mariana?
I've been reviewing your files. I know, I'm sorry, a bit naughty, but have you considered that Mariana may have murdered Dr. Dekker because of the money she owed him? She had most to gain. She got all the money if he died, and it makes most sense, doesn't it? I'm worried about you, Doctor. You seem quiet and, well, it's just your fingerprints on the bottle. Maybe you touched it by accident? You didn't know him, did you?
Nope.
Then why are your fingerprints on his vodka bottle? No, don't answer that. Oh, the infectious madness of Dr. Dekker, who hasn't it touched? I'm so worried. You just seem a little different from the person who turned up all those weeks ago. You don't talk to me
Really?
as much as you did. You flitter between patients in a daydream. Tell me what things are bothering you.
How are you
I
coping
think
with
I'm okay with the grief now. My mother died suddenly, and I think I was projecting Dr. Dekker's death to be about her. I know they're not related.
How did your
My mother
die?
died suddenly, like Dr. Dekker. For her, though, it was different. She burst into flames. I was 7. They said she must have been smoking and drinking on the sofa, but she doesn't smoke or drink. Professor Alderby said it was spontaneous combustion. Dr. Dekker's prescription pad is still missing. I'll let you know if it turns up. Who measures sanity or insanity. One man's philosopher is another man's fool. I'm keeping an eye on you. I won't let you go crazy.
Alright, can't you
I
chill?
didn't know anything about that. If I have any grievances with my employer, I spit in their coffee. I hope that's how you like it. Don't become like Dr. Dekker. I think that somebody killed him because he was using them. There's some footage I can't show you because it would affect you too much. Suffice to say, when Mariana told him she could breathe underwater, he wanted the same power for himself. So instead of trying to cure her of it, he'd try and amplify it to see how it worked, so he could imagine it for himself. I think he did that with all his special patients. I think he wanted all of their powers.
Alright.
If you believe in that sort of thing.
Got stabbed in the chest.
Any patient who presented with psychokinetic issues, they were his special patients. Towards the end, he began ignoring all the other cases. Most of the patients saw it as a curse, what they were experiencing, what they were unwittingly doing. Dr. Dekker saw it as an ability, a power to be harnessed and used for, well, God knows what he was going to use it all for. So we made them give in to it, and it consumed them, consumed all of them. Whether you believe any of that or not is your choice, but they did, which made them angry. And that's why I think he was murdered by a patient.
Okay, scary.
It's not your job to find out who the murderer is. It's the police. You can only point them in the right direction. Murder is a means to an end. There's a lot more going on here you should be thinking about. Your patients will always be a bother, but you're caring for people. We do still care, don't we, Doctor? In a few weeks' time, there'll be a whole new bunch of faces with a whole new bunch of quirks. Let's not have a whole new doctor, shall we? A fictional space god that's resting at the bottom of the Atlantic. It's not likely, is it? Or maybe you think it is. Have you spoke to Mariana today?
What about the prescription pad? Someone was sending Dr. Dekker death threats. Had no idea. He never said anything to me about it. Yes, I took it. I had to. Dr. Dekker told me he could use it to take away my gift. I'm good. I feel better. Last session, that was all negative. I don't want to be like that. I made you something. A little thank you for being so nice. They're cookies.
I do like cookies, but I'm not sure if I should be...
I'm a happy person. And really, what's the point of being miserable? It doesn't matter what's going on at work or anything. Happy is the only goal. Max told me that. I think some footballer might have said it. I told you about Max, right? Didn't I mention him before? Yes, but you don't know the whole story. Max is 77. He was one of my patients. I thought he was dying, so I shifted for him. Became an old sweetheart of his, apparently. Only Max didn't die. He actually got better somehow. And then he came and asked me to do it again. Eleanor, her name was, or is. Like I say, he doesn't even know where she is now. But She obviously still loves him. When I shifted, I felt all fluttery and excited. It's so sweet, isn't it? Yes, Max and Eleanor had dinner on Valentine's Day. I felt a bit weird when he asked me. But he said he just wanted to have one more date with her and then he wouldn't ask me again. And to be fair, he was a perfect gentleman. I mean, I didn't want to have that conversation. I suppose he was just trying to cure me. I mean, I thought he believed that I could shift, but maybe he didn't. Maybe he was just humouring me the whole time. I could never hurt anyone. You have to believe me, Doctor. You're very welcome. The usual stuff: flour, sugar, butter, chocolate chips, and my special ingredient, a little herbalist magic to give you some pep. You look like you need it. You can put herbal remedies in food. The effect's more subtle, but it does work. Thing is, because Max didn't die, he saw me change back after I let go of his hand. There wasn't anything I could do about it.
Oh.
I don't know why Max didn't die. It usually works.
It usually works?
I just mean when I shift. They see their loved one and say what they have to say, and then there's nothing stopping them from moving on. Why? What did you think I meant?
Right. I just gotta take a piss.
I'm not feeling very well. I tried to sleep through the midnight hour, and I slept for 8 hours. When I woke up, it was looking at me. That thing was looking at me. Time was still frozen. But I can't escape it. I'm doomed. I'm back. It knows what I did with Dr. Dekker. It's been taunting me. It wanted me to follow it, so I did. It brought me here, Doctor. Here. It thinks I killed Dr. Dekker. I'm sure of it.
Alright.
I took his body. It was me. I took it from the coffin because I didn't want him put in the ground. I don't know what I was going to do with him. I just didn't think burial would be enough. Maybe I would cremate him. But the body disappeared. I know you want to be buried,
Okay.
but it's never the end, is it? I have a private tool shed at the graveyard. I moved his body in there before the burial, but when I came back, he'd gone. It was locked, and he'd gone. How did that happen, Doctor? How did Dekker do that? If someone else moved Dekker, they'd had to have picked the lock, moved the body, and then locked up again. Why go to the trouble of locking up again? Perhaps. It had crossed my mind that Dr. Dekker perhaps resurrected himself. Maybe he wasn't dead, just sleeping. It's not out of the question to think that Dr. Dekker teleported himself out of the tool shed. If I can do it, he probably can. That's the kind of thing I've been thinking. But the thing that's been following me, it can teleport too. I think the thing might be Dekker. Is the thing Dekker?
Oh.
I waved back at Jessica yesterday, and she smiled. It was bigger than normal. I think we may have made a connection, Doctor. The photos I have of her, I think I'm going to destroy them. They're my problem, not hers. And so it is. You worried me then, Doctor. I thought you were starting to believe in the unbelievable too.
Let's see.
I teleported back into the art gallery after our session, in the midnight hour.
Mm-hmm.
I replaced the painting, so I haven't stolen anything for a long time now. Perhaps a cheeky borrow best describes it. I didn't steal Dekker's pad. I didn't have to. If I wanted to use it, I could just teleport in here and steal a sheet. Why take the whole pad? Why be that obvious? Well, kudos to whoever had the guts to do that. Wasn't me. What did they say? You've piqued my interest now. I tried to avoid my extra hour. I tried to sleep through it. I did try one thing. I spied on you, Doctor.
You spied on me?
You have a strangeness, don't you?
Me? How so?
You live in the same house as Dr. Dekker. I spied on him several times, so I know the house very well. You kept it almost entirely the same. Why did you live in the same house as Dr. Dekker?
Because I'm lazy.
Is it a perk? Or you, Dr. Dekker? Thought it might be a perk. I'm sorry I spied on you. I was just getting worried that you weren't who you said you were. Just some mannerisms, strangeness. It's good you've adopted his dog, though. I'm not sure many people would have done. The thing that's following me, it doesn't have a face. I saw it close up when it was standing over me. It has no face, no eyes, no mouth, no nothing. Inside its hood is just space. Just a black hole. I tried to sleep through my extra hour. I didn't want to face it. That thing has been taunting me. I wish I was still religious.
Okay. Let's declare.
I'm fine. I killed David. Again. Like you told me to. Anushka's fine, I would imagine. Her father came over to talk about the missing cat. It would have been an easier conversation had I not been splattered in blood and sweating like a milkmaid. It seemed like he wanted to give me a piece of his mind, but when he saw the state I was in, he fled. There were no police that turned up. I suspect I've got away with it, at least this second time. Now all that's left is for you to write up my diagnosis. That I'm not sound of mind. That I wasn't sound of mind when I killed David. It's up to you whether you want to mention any of our other conversations. I'm happy either way.
Okay.
I never saw Dr. Dekker's prescription pad. I imagine he kept it hidden away. To stop people stealing it? I've already told you, I never saw his prescription pad, so of course I didn't write any death threats.
All right.
It sounds like someone is trying to frame me. Who's trying to frame me, Doctor? Oh, the continuing saga of Dr. Dekker. After he'd seen David and done his due diligence, he came up with an offer I couldn't refuse. Remember? The one I told you about when we first met. Dr. Dekker wanted me to reanimate him. He said he would kill David unless I agreed. He called me on Valentine's night. He promised to use a disposable phone so there would be no trace. I was supposed to come here, where I would find him dead, and then reanimate him. I agreed immediately. It seems that Dr. Dekker went through with his half of the agreement. But I forgot to turn up.
Right.
With an axe. I got him to put his head on the wood block. He didn't really know what he was doing. He trusted me. I cut off his head. When I picked it up, he was smiling. Probably a muscle spasm.
What if I don't think you're insane?
Did I tell you about that time that I used the power of my mind to bring my husband back to life? I can't imagine what I'd do to the psychiatrist that double-crossed me. But I'm sure it would be fun. For me, at least. Yes. Dr. Dekker threatened to kill David. That terrified me at the time. I still had hope that David would recover. I don't really know the girl, but I did buy out her loan from Dr. Dekker. I mainly did it to shut him up about it. But can you imagine having him as a creditor? That poor girl. I hope it didn't accrue anything more than interest.
Alright, it's Claire. Now we're rocking through Nathan.
I think you know who killed Dr. Dekker. So you're going to have a good day. Can we talk a bit about hypnotism, though? I've heard you can plant key words in people when they're hypnotized. How would I know if I had any? I think that the hypnotism didn't take, but maybe Dr. Dekker did hypnotize me, and it did work, and he told me to think that it didn't. I think I found one of the key words. I can't say what it is. I don't want to trigger it. I was on the phone to my dad last night, and he said something, and boom, I fell asleep. Normally I wish that kind of thing would happen, but it just happened. I phoned him back. I thought it was seconds, but it was an hour later. I asked him what he'd said. He'd watched some NASA program. He was reading off planets. It was one of them. This might feel like the darkest timeline, but it's not my darkest timeline. I didn't kill Dr. Dekker. I'd look at one of your other patients, or maybe even your assistant.
Sounds what the murderer would say.
His prescription pad's missing. The one with all the death threats on it. Do you think the murderer took it to cover their tracks? I suppose it could be a coincidence, but I'm guessing whoever murdered Dr. Dekker stole his prescription pad.
Classic deflect.
Things have been interesting. Thanks to Mariana. I'm at peace with Hannah now. I can save her. And I'll keep trying, but I must move forward. I did kind of ask you not to talk about this anymore, but I suppose you're not taking notes. We went on a date. What sort of? She texted me this bar she was going to, and I just turned up. She can dance. I was transfixed most of the night. Next thing I know, I'm lying in my bed, at home. The room's spinning. The day moved forward. In fact, every night I go and watch Mariana dance, the day moves forward. Do you think Mariana likes me? I don't want it to be triggered.
So it's Saturn.
Pluto's not a planet, is it? And why are you even trying? So he did plant me with something. I have absolutely no idea. Did you find out what the key word is? What is it? No. Don't say it. Write it down for me. And thank you. You know, there's something I've not been telling you.
Okay.
It's about time travel.
Oh boy!
I read a book about time travel. I thought what was happening to me was a type of time travel. I couldn't control it, but at the end of each day, I would travel back in time to the beginning and live it over again. I'm like Doctor Who, but I don't have a TARDIS, and I can't choose what time I go to. Except once.
Except once?
The doctor said she was legally still alive. The only thing they could do was starve her. Hannah didn't die in the accident the first time around.
Fuck?
It was worse than death. She wouldn't have wanted that. I was looking at a photo from around the time of the accident. I had a lot of alcohol, which I think was probably necessary. I jumped back to the junction. I started pulling out, but the lorry was already on us. I drove into the lorry to make sure. I didn't wake up in hospital. Because I woke up the next day, present day. Things had changed. Her obituary
Really?
changed in the press clippings I kept. It said she was killed instantly. Nothing else changed. Her family seemed to hate me more, which is ironic because the first time around, they pulled her off life support. So I saved them the indignity. Now they just think it was my careless driving that caused her death.
What about her, though? You know?
Why would someone steal Dr. Dekker's prescription pad? I didn't even know he had one. I'm fine, Doctor. I went to the beach, swam under the sea, and returned to tell the tale. No blackouts. Nothing.
Uh-huh.
I prefer actions over words, Doctor. You know that. Wow. That's a low blow, Doctor. And after all our sessions, I'm not a thief. Even the loan, that was just unfortunate.
Uh-huh.
Dr. Dekker asked for his loan back after diagnosing me as sane. In his opinion, my blackouts and everything else were fictional. He had no proof, of course, either way, or I'd be cured, but he asked for his money back, and I didn't have it.
Aha.
Why would I do that? Dr. Dekker transferred our loan agreement to Claire at Castleford. She bought him out. I owe her the money now. I don't know why she did it, but Dr. Dekker got repaid, and now my agreement is with Claire. You should ask her. I don't dream, Doctor. I haven't dreamed for years now.
Okay.
Yeah. I did say that was a dream, didn't I? Is it easier to swallow, knowing it's the truth?
What's
The truth is, I'm not like you, Doctor. Or anyone else.
Oh?
I can swim to the bottom of the ocean for hours. And people follow me,
Uh-huh.
even if it's the last thing they do.
Uh-huh.
People follow me into the sea. I don't force them, they just follow to see the creature.
So yeah, Tan, as you called it, she's a siren.
I'm not sure what you'd call it. A wisp? A star?
A fucking
It's
siren.
so bright and warm and loving. I don't know why it leaves me. It only wants the others. It feeds on them. When I look down, I black out. But if I can just keep looking forward, no blackouts. I can just swim back to the top when it's finished.
Right.
You really want to know? If I look down, it's writhing, just limbs of people from the clubs and the bars. Not just from this week, but last week, last month, last year.
Uh-huh.
They all look terrified, but somehow still alive. The creature. It's all inside them, poking holes through them that they shouldn't have.
Uh-huh.
It just eats them.
Uh-huh.
Slowly.
Uh-huh.
The missing people. That's where they go. I don't know I'm doing it. I swear I don't, Doctor. The creature. I hear it.
Mm-hmm.
It's hungry. Nobody can know. It's our secret.
That delivery is just... mwah.
It's our secret. What will you tell people, that I'm feeding people to a creature at the bottom of the ocean? What proof do you have? You can't tell
I
on
could
me.
go simply and just say you drown
know what you
people.
do to
I
me.
don't have to tell them about any monster.
When you visit, I let you do it because sometimes I'm ashamed of what I've done.
Right?
You make me feel like I deserve it.
Right?
You get inside me, Doctor, and it hurts,
Why?
and you don't care. I can't explain what happened with John. He followed me back from the bar that night and swam with me under the ocean. I blacked out. He'd gone. You must have read about John in the news. He was a local student who went missing. He was a looker. And he had a way with words, but he was also a cheat. The creature liked eating him a lot. But I can't explain what happened next.
What
I
happened
left him
next to John?
to be eaten. And the next morning, he turns up in my bed at my house.
Right?
He's not wet at all. No signs he's been in the sea, but he has holes in him. Lots of holes. His inside is on the outside. Just a ball of tangled worms.
Okay.
And now they're blaming me, but you knew that, Doctor, didn't you? That's why I'm here.
Why?
They think I killed John. John and some others. They need to know whether I'm insane or not. No! The creature killed John. My lawyer. He says I'm insane, but that he needs you to rubber stamp it. Do you think I'm insane, Doctor?
She's in heat.
Thank you, Doctor. That's all I ever needed to hear you say. She's the woman that took over the loan I had with Dr. Dekker.
Has anyone else turned
You're a
up?
naughty one, Doctor. You know you visited my home. Why do you keep denying it?
I do not
Don't
visit
you
my
remember?
home.
That's a shame. You had fun. If you can't remember, I'm certainly not going to enlighten you.
Alright. return to the
Thanks,
warehouse.
Doctor. That's what I'm hoping. I haven't been lying. As far as everyone's concerned, she died in that car accident. Instantly. I didn't have time. I jumped back to the split second the accident happened. The truck was already on us. I swerved left the first time, so I tried right. If I could have saved her, I would have done. I didn't want her to die.
Okay. So all we have left now is to move on. Accuse! Alright. Who murdered Dr. Dekker? Who the killer? Is it Bryce, Claire, Jaya, Ellen, Mariana, or Nathan? Can y'all motherfuckers guess? Tanis, if you're still here, I know you've had your suspicions. If you're still here, Tanis, who do you think killed Dekker? We got Hellboy. We got the slutty siren. We got the killer nurse. We got the porn actor tries to do secretary. We had the fucking stabby woman. Necromancer. And we have flash photographer. Let's call it that. Where do y'all want to go with these? Dun 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 dun. Alright, go and clear.
I didn't kill Dr. Dekker. If anything, I'm guilty of not bringing him back to life. And that's manslaughter at best. Good luck proving my
Nathan!
talent, Doctor.
You slow ass! Alright. Accuse Nathan.
I'm not sorry he's dead, but I didn't kill him. I can't believe you're accusing me. The thought of being in an office alone with him late at night creeps me out. I'm hardly going to suggest it, am I? You're going to have to look elsewhere, Doctor.
That looks like a no-go for Nathan. It's not Nathan. So we got the slutty siren. We got the nurse. We got the flash photographer. Let's just call it that for now. And then we got Jaya. Porn secretary extraordinaire. Jaya, alright.
Doctor, we've had a bad day, haven't we? If you think I'm guilty, then one of your patients must have you just where they want you. I'll forget this indiscretion and go and put the kettle on. And perhaps you can have a lie down or something.
Alright, I guess not. That leaves Bryce, Ellen, and Mariana. The siren, the shapeshifter, and the I can stop. I walk around in a frozen hour each day and take pictures of people naked. Alright.
I didn't kill Dr. Dekker. I can see why you may have thought that because of the money I owed him. But I wouldn't murder somebody to make a debt disappear. That's not something normal people do, is it? Besides, I was growing on him. I think if we'd have had more time together, he would have seen I am a sound investment. What do you think, Doctor?
Bryce?
Dr. Dekker deserved to die. I'm not saying I did such a thing. Not something that I confess to now whilst being recorded. But I'm happy to reaffirm that his death was necessary. Well, more than death, really. If I only knew where his body had gone. Now I can't be sure. I can't be sure that he's absolutely dead. The girl, chained in his basement. She'd most definitely have killed him given half the chance. I suppose if I'd teleported into his office one night to write myself a prescription and had run into Dr. Dekker himself, that I might have killed him then and there with the nearest available weapon. And in doing so, would be accoladed as the hero, not the villain that you're making me out to be. But we shall see, Doctor. We shall see.
I don't know, man.
Good luck catching a man who can teleport when he wants to, though. Or maybe you don't think that I can.
He teleported! He teleported away! Yeah, first try. We caught the killer. First try. Uh-huh. What about me? Insanity. That quote is
She
out of
told me
context.
that she's killing people, and now I'm stuck in the same day. Can you imagine? Every day she greets me like we're so in love. I know what she's done. I know what she's going to say to me later in the evening. It's over. I can't be with her. But part of me likes it repeating. It's normal.
I'm not really sure what you'd call it. Mutually assured delusions?
Okay.
I think Dr. Dekker was projecting his weird fantasies on me, and it was just going to be easier to go along with it. To participate. I feel much better now I know I didn't hurt anyone. I didn't hurt anyone. Did I?
Sure.
Terry's been promoted to night sister. She hadn't been in, and I thought she was off sick, but apparently she was on a course. So she's my new boss now. I've already started looking for other jobs. It's no secret Terry hates me. But, you know, I've got to be positive about it. I could have a completely fresh start. There's a job on the children's ward I'm going to go for.
Oh, dear God, no.
There's no need to go over old ground. I understand. David died when I stabbed him, and everything else since, everything else that's happened, that was all me. David, Anushka's father, Iris. What's next for me, Doctor? How do we cure what I have? By all accounts, and thanks to a very unfriendly jury, it seems like we're going to have quite a lot of time to figure that out.
Ah, you must be the new doctor. And punctual, I see. I like that in a doctor. I think you're going to fit in just great around here. Oh, I forgot. I have a book for you. It's my must-read of all time, and by must-read, I mean you must read it.
Okay.
The curse continues at Dr. Dekker's psychiatry practice, where another physician has been murdered by a patient. Found by night cleaning staff, Dr. Dekker's replacement was pinned to the chair with a paper spike, in what police are describing as a copycat murder. Jaya. You're supposed to be looking after them. How many more do we have to go through before you get a good one?
Before she gets a good one? What could that mean? Did you know that? We would have to play through it again and again and again and again and again. Which we will not be doing. We will let these credits roll out. And then you will get the fuck out of my house. And I'll chill. No. Bryce was the killer. But apparently, it seems like who's the therapist is kind of like an experiment kind of thing. Yeah. Why can't you get a good one? First second on this? So yeah, but I want to wish all y'all a happy Halloween. And make sure to have your tricks ready if you don't have treats. Counterattack. Don't put razors in candy, it's a waste of metal. Don't put your drugs in candy.